New York City and Warsaw. Two completely different places, yet both can give you the same big city energy. One is past its prime, the other is rapidly developing. One is extremely fast-paced, cramped, and tough to live in. The other has wide-open spaces, quiet parks, and offers great work-life balance. With $50,000 per year, you're barely surviving in one and thriving in the other. What does that life look like? In this video, I'll show you what switching from New York City to Warsaw while retaining the same income can do for your lifestyle. Let's start with your living situation. In New York, with a salary of $50,000 a year, after taxes, you end up with $39,800 per year, or about $3,300 per month. In Warsaw, with a salary of $50,000 a year, after taxes, you end up with $36,000 per year, or about $3,000 per month. Yes, you take a tax hit of about 10%, but as we'll shortly see, even that reduced amount still goes much, much further in Poland. Keep watching to see exactly how much. Of course, a $50,000 salary is much more attainable in NYC than in Warsaw, but a sought-out professional in Poland can make that amount too. If you earn $50,000 a year in New York City, the maximum you can reasonably spend on rent and still survive, afford food, transport, utilities, and still have a life, is about $2,000 per month. That's the sweet spot where you're not living in a dangerous area, but also not going completely broke. If you're lucky or willing to compromise, you might find a place for this price. Here's an example of a $2,000 a month average apartment in Astoria, Queens, or Kingsbridge, Bronx, a safe, middle-class neighborhood with subway access within 5 to 10 minutes walking distance. It's a 4 to 6-story tall brick building built between 1930 and 1950. It has a modest entryway and an old creaky elevator, or just stairs with no modern finishes. The apartment is a small studio. It's a combined living area with space for a bed, small couch, and table. If you're lucky, you have a partial street view or some greenery. There's a separate tiny kitchen, narrow, galley style, often with no window. The bathroom has a small bathtub or shower, tiled in beige or white, with older fixtures. Water pressure may not be the greatest, particularly on an upper floor. The apartment feels tight, but it's functional. It's not depressing, but it's not airy either. It's quiet inside, though you can hear muffled street sounds or footsteps from above. The area feels working class, urban, and lived in. It's not dangerous, but it's not polished. It's safe enough to walk at night. Those streets are mostly empty after 10 p.m. And now, what kind of apartment can you expect in Warsaw, the dynamic, rapidly growing capital of Poland? Prepare to be amazed. Firstly, if you earn $50,000 a year in Warsaw, you can afford a much nicer place than in New York City. Very few Poles earn this much money, but let's keep it realistic and take an average, comfortable apartment in Warsaw. Nothing super fancy, but nothing super cheap either. That would cost you about $900 per month, less than half of New York City's rent. Here's an example of an average $900 per month apartment in Upper Mokotów, a calm, safe, and leafy residential area with trams, cafes, and grocery stores nearby, with metro access within a 5 to 10-minute walk. The building is 5 to 6 stories tall. It's a modern building from the 2010s or later, and part of a small gated development. It has a beige or light gray facade, large glass balconies, and a minimalist design. There's a secure front door with intercom and keycard access, and a small lobby with mailboxes and an elevator. The building has underground parking, bicycle racks, landscaped courtyard with benches, and a small playground. It's quiet and well-maintained, the kind of building where you hear birds outside in the morning. The one-bedroom apartment has a separate bedroom, open living area, kitchen, bathroom, and balcony or terrace. An open-plan living room is connected to the modern kitchen. Large, floor-to-ceiling windows or balcony doors let in plenty of daylight. The bedroom fits a double bed and a large wardrobe comfortably. It has blackout curtains to block light and reduce any noise to a minimum. The bathroom is bright and modern, tiled in white and gray, with a walk-in shower and glass door. There's a modern washing machine built into cabinet space. The bathroom has a heated towel rack, LED mirror, and good water pressure for long, relaxing showers. Cafes, neighborhood grocery stores, supermarkets, pharmacies, and bakeries are all within a 3 to 5 minute walk. The area is clean, safe, and quiet. Most residents are young professionals, IT workers, or small families. Streets are well lit with little traffic after dark. You can walk home from the metro at midnight without worrying about your safety. So that's your living situation in New York City and Warsaw. Which apartment do you prefer? Now, in New York City, you're left with $1,300 for living expenses. In Warsaw, $2,100. You could easily spend a few hundred more to get a much nicer apartment. Here's what a $1,500 per month apartment in Warsaw might look like. It would still be $500 cheaper than in New York City. It would be located in one of the best neighborhoods, in a gated development, with underground parking, a large balcony or terrace overlooking trees, a communal gym, and plenty of well-maintained green spaces. But let's stick with the average place and move on to the second largest expense after rent: food. In New York City, even if you're careful, you'll spend $600 to $800 a month on food just to eat decently. And that will be mostly eating at home, with occasional takeout. In Warsaw, you'll not only spend much less, but also eat much better. Realistically, you can live well on about $450 to $550 per month, even eating out sometimes, and not counting every single dollar. Assuming $700 per month for NYC and $500 for Warsaw, we're now at $600 left for NYC and $1,600 for Warsaw. The third largest cost is transportation. The average total monthly cost for using public transportation in New York City is about $200. If we include a monthly pass and occasional short taxi rides. In Warsaw, the same would cost you about $60 per month. The big difference is that with all the budget left, you can easily afford to own a car in Warsaw. In New York City, with insurance, tolls, and parking costs, it's impossible. You don't need a car in Warsaw, but it's a life upgrade that you could afford for about $250 a month. We're now left with $400 in NYC and $1,540 in Warsaw without a car, or still $1,290 with a car. The fourth largest cost is utilities, phone, and internet. In NYC, the total amounts to about $250 per month. In Warsaw, it's $115 per month. In NYC, we have $150 left. In Warsaw, $1,425, or $1,175 with a car, if we still keep the monthly pass and use occasional taxis. And then there are the smaller expenses everyone has: clothes, gym membership, Netflix, going out, health insurance, and weekend trips. In New York, those add another $300 a month, more than we have left. In Warsaw, it's more like $200 because fitness, entertainment, and shopping are all much cheaper, while basic healthcare is covered. So even after all of life's extras, you'd still have a lot more left over in Warsaw: $1,225, or $975 with a car. This amount easily allows you to save money each month and even go on trips a couple of times a year. Summers by the lake in the Masurian Lakes region, winter sun in Malaga, a quick spring break in Lisbon. All these are possible without carefully budgeting every single dollar. Meanwhile, in New York, you're left with nothing. Not even enough money for going out and entertainment. No savings. No extra money for emergencies. Life with predictable costs may be doable, but one unexpected expense and you're underwater. So what life do you choose? Barely getting by in New York City, or living comfortably in Warsaw with regular international trips? Share what you think in the comments, and let me know what cities I should compare in the next video. Please subscribe to get notified when I upload new videos.